Hello. So today we're going to talk about the very exciting topic of wills. I know. So if you have property, like a real estate, a bank account, knickknacks that you have around the house that you want to make sure go to a certain person, then you probably need a will. If you have children that are under the age of 18, you probably need a will. If you have no property, no children, nothing, you might not need a will. It's just that simple. Okay. It's important to understand what you have and what we can do with it and what a will does and what a will does not do. Okay. So let's get into what a will does. So a will allows you to direct who gets your property. Simple as that, right? It's not complicated. A will is an instruction manual for those that you leave behind, where you appoint somebody to take care of all of your assets, called a personal representative here in Florida, called an executor somewhere else, other states. But that person is in charge of gathering all your stuff and getting it from you to who you want it to go to. The will allows you to designate who you want to get your stuff. Basic as that. So what happens if you don't have a will? Well, you're covered. The government has you covered, and the government selected the people that will receive your stuff. Okay. And if that's not how you want it to go, then you need a will. So you can look in your code, whatever state you're in. Florida says it goes to your spouse, unless you have children from a prior relationship, and your spouse gets half, and your children from a prior relationship get the other half. Okay, got that? All right. And there are a couple other nuances in there, but that's the basics of if you are married. If you're not married and you have kids, it goes to your kids. If you don't have any kids and you're not married, it goes to your parents. If your parents aren't alive, it goes to your grandparents. If grandparents aren't alive, it goes to your up and down the road. If you've got siblings and your parents aren't alive, it goes to your siblings. And it's kind of a mess. It's a puzzle. And that's what I do every time I do a probate case. Probate is a court process of getting your assets from you when you die to who you want them to go to. Okay. Probate is the court process to get your stuff from where it is to where you want it to go, or where the state says they want it to go. So it's really important to understand that even if you have a will, your assets have to move through probate, which is the court process. Okay. So with or without a will, your assets go from you to who either you choose or the state chooses to get your stuff through court. Very important process. It is expensive. It's public, meaning it's in the public record. Anybody can go see what little Johnny got from you. Okay? A lot of people don't like that idea. So expensive, public, it's very frustrating. It's a long waiting period before little Johnny gets your stuff. Okay? So depending on what your assets are and what we need to do in the court, it could be anywhere from 4, 5, 6 months to 2 years. There have been cases that have drug out longer than that because of some complications. Usually it's going to be anywhere from 3 to 4 months to 18 months. Okay. So hard to judge unless we know exactly what you have. Most important part about the will is your kids. If you have children under the age of 18, you need to make sure you've appointed somebody to care for them if something happens to you. A will is the document that the court looks at and says, you've chosen this person to take care of this kid. And that is weighed heavily. Okay? Your opinion matters. If you don't name somebody to take care of your kids, the court will. might not be who you would choose. So it's best that you have that in writing, properly documented and executed, so you make that decision, not the court. Okay? So let's recap what a will does. A will gets your stuff from you after you've died to who you want it to go to. It also appoints a person to take care of your children, your most valued assets. So make sure you have a will at least to do those things. But remember, it does not avoid the court system. Next week, we'll be talking about how to avoid probate and keep those expenses down, keep the frustration down, keep it out of the public eyes, how to transfer your assets to who you want them to, when you want them to, and not have to go to court. So tune in the next week, and we'll probably do it next week. So tune in next week, and we'll discuss how to avoid probate, how to avoid that nasty, nasty court process. All right. So tune in then, and remember, having your estate plan should be on your bucket list. If you don't have a bucket list yet, let's get one put together for you. All right. If you want information on the bucket list or anything that I've spoken about, go ahead and DM me or send me a message through Messenger or Instagram on bucketlistcoach.martyelberg on Messenger. But you're on Facebook right now, unless you're watching me on YouTube. So send me a message however you want to, and we'll be sure to answer questions for you. Remember, I'm only licensed to practice law in the state of Florida. So do not take this as legal guidance. It is merely legal information, right? So it is not giving you guidance on what you need to do because I don't know your exact circumstances. So please seek the counsel of an attorney in your area, and we'll go from there. All right. Have a great day.